5, 4, 3, 2.
Crank it, Jerry.
Welcome to Into the Wild, the official podcast of the Washington Wild Pigs.
What do you hear? What do you say?
It's the best sports podcast in the world. Wait, is that true?
If you're committed enough, you can make any story. I once convinced a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it.
Now, here's your host, Kyle Dawson.
Did you get the popcorn?
Back on the Wild Things Baseball Network for our post-game show. This will hopefully also serve as the post-game highlights edition for our Into the Wild podcast pages. The Wild Things in the win column for the first time in 2024. The final score on May 14th of 2024, Washington 14, New England 5. And we wrap it up for you by starting with the scoring. The first three innings went pretty quickly for both these teams. Neither team able to really get anything going. The Wild Things had a couple of hits and a walk, 3 base runners in the first three. Nothing doing, however, until the top of the fourth inning. Before that, Malik Barrington threw 3 scoreless innings, punched out 4 of his 6 in his 5 innings of work in the first 3 frames before Washington got on the board first. In the top of the fourth inning, after a flyout to center field by Quincy Lattimore, Andrew Check, with the count 2-0, stepped to the plate, delivered some Wild Things history, and got Washington on the board first. 32 games at the end of last year, 3 to start the year here. He's homered in all 3 games this year. The Wild Things first baseman in his 4th season with the team and make it 4 in a row. Forget about it to right field. Andrew Check turns on it in a missile to right. Extends his on-base streak to 36 games, a Wild Things franchise record, and has a home run in every single game to start the 2024 season through 4. It is 1-0 Washington in the 4th. The solo home run, his 4th of the year, 4 in as many games for Andrew Check this season so far. His 5th RBI made it 1-0 Washington in the top of the 4th inning. New England, though, would respond in the bottom of the 4th. A leadoff walk to Austin White, a fly out later, and Brady West stepped to the plate and delivered a 2-run homer to make it 2-1 New England. That came against Barrington, one of the 2 homers that the Washington starter allowed today. Wild Things would fight back, though, in the top of the 5th to tie the game at 2 apiece. A 1-out single by Evan Berkey led to a 1-out single by Carson Clowers that pushed Berkey up to third base. Clowers would go to second on the throw. A foul out by Caleb McNeely later left Tommy Caulfield at the plate, and with 2 strikes, Caulfield poked the ball to the left side and tied the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Caulfield. The pitch grounded toward the left side. Picked up on the hop by DiSarcina, but he's not going to have a play at first base. Should be an infield single, and Washington ties the game at 2 aside. With the score tied at 2 apiece, heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 leadoff walks to Luis Attilas and Zach May led to J.R. DiSarcina stepping to the plate and notching a 3-run homer, his 1st of the year, also his first 3 runs batted into the year. That made the score New England 5 and Washington 2. Wild Things would not get anything in the top of the 6th inning, but Justin Goosen Brown would come in and author a perfect bottom of the 6th inning, which led to Washington having a chance in the 7th to do some damage. Carson Clowers led off the inning with a single, stole second base, and went to third a couple batters later during a walk to Quincy Lattimore, followed by a base hit by Andrew Check. That was a run-scoring single that brought home Carson Clowers. The next batter, Tyreek Reed, lifted a 2-run double to the right center field gap and tied the game at 5. Here are both of those plays in highlight form. And the pitch, line to right, base hit. A run back in the inning will continue. Lattimore will go first to third as Andrew Check drives home Washington's 3rd run of the game. Clowers in to score after the leadoff single, bag and wild pitch. This is line to right center field. Reed splits the gap. It's going to roll all the way to the track around first. Reed heading for second. Check being waved around. Relay throw coming home. Tag applied, but safe. Check beat it. Lattimore and Check score. We are locked at 5 as Reed pulls through with a 2-run double. Jared Edmondson wants a word with our home plate umpire. Looked from our angle like Check's foot beat it. Just because the throw beats him doesn't mean that the tag is applied in time. And then with the game tied at 5 in the bottom of the 8th inning, or bottom of the 7th inning, I should say, Justin Goosen Brown authored another 1-2-3 inning. That allowed the Wild Things to come back to the plate with the game tied at 5 and a little momentum on their side. A leadoff double followed by a walk from Sanchez had the double and a walk to Berkey. A fly out by Carson Clowers, and then a 2-run triple by Caleb McNeely. He would score on the play as well on an error by J.R.D. Sarcina that made it 8-5 Washington. In a 5-5 game in the 8th, the pitch is lined to left center field. It's cranked. This will get down for extra bases. Sanchez will score to give Washington the lead. The speedy Evan Berkey is around first and headed home. And it's a triple, and the ball gets out of play, which will allow McNeely to score. 2-run 3-bagger. McNeely scores on an error, and it is 8-5 in favor of Washington in the 8th inning. The next batter, Tommy Caulfield, walked. He stole both second and third base. It didn't end up mattering where he was on the base pass, though, because Quincy Lattimore, with 2 strikes, a 1-2 count, stepped to the plate and delivered this home run, his first of the season. 1-2 in the air to left by Lattimore and struck very well, ranging back the left fielder. White at the wall, ran out of room. It's gone. Quincy Lattimore with a 2-run homer. Washington leads 10-5 with its 13th hit of the night. That would make it 10-5 Washington after the top of the 8th inning, and then in the top of the 9th inning, Washington would score 4 more after Alex Carrillo pitched a scoreless bottom of the 8th inning. 4 runs coming in, 3 of them on Caleb McNeely's first home run of the year, a rocket to left field. Now McNeely cranks one to the left field corner, still going back, and it is gone. A 3-run homer on a 1-2 pitch by Caleb McNeely, and it is 13-5 in favor of Washington in the 9th. McNeely's first. He has now collected 5 RBI in the contest. And Washington's lead grows to 8. That was a rocket by McNeely, 107-8 off the bat. Tommy Caulfield would double a batter later, and then Quincy Lattimore grounded a ball to J.R.D. Sarcina. He would botch it, and the throw would get away from first base. That would allow Caulfield to come home and make it 14-5, which was the final scoring play of the night, as Washington ends up victorious to go to 1-3 and drop the knockouts to 1-3. McDonald trying to finish it off. 1-2, the count to D. Sarcina. A couple glances back at second. A fastball home, called strike 3, ball game. Washington in the win column for the first time in 2024, moves to 1-3 and opens the series and road trip with a victory. The winning pitcher in this game is Justin Goosen Brown. He is 1-1. The loser is Brad Van Asdalen. He is also 1-1. The save is non-existent in the contest. Nobody gets it. There was no save situation after Washington took the lead. And the time of the game here was 3 hours and 7 minutes, played in front of an announced attendance of 342 at Campanelli Stadium in Brockton, Massachusetts. For the Wild Things, it is 14 runs on 15 hits, no errors, and Washington left 9 on base. For New England, 5 runs on 3 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on base. Washington will send Jordan DiValerio to the mound tomorrow to face the knockouts in the middle game of the series. New England's starter has not yet been announced for the knockouts in the middle game, which is tomorrow, same time, same place, from Campanelli Stadium at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Our airtime will be 6 o'clock on the Wild Things Baseball Network on both Flow Baseball and MixLR. For all of us at the Wild Things, Kyle Dawson saying thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us through a whale of a ball game that sees Washington get into the win column by a final of 14-5 tonight, just outside of Boston. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Wild Things Baseball Network from Campanelli Stadium.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.